Interesting.
I always annoy you. It's like a daily thing.
Shut up.
No.
Anyways, turn on the light in your house, sir, and stop making the people think you live alone.
I just got back from the gym. I'm sorry. I haven't even showered yet. Wow,
They really never needed to know that bit, but okay.
Well, my house looks red. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Controversial Topics. On panel tonight we'll have myself, Dario, Xavier the Doctor, and Andrea Bradshaw, the Black activist. Not sure if Virgo, the Black Force energy god, will be here tonight.
I don't think this episode needs any form of Black Air Force energy. This needs some educated heads with educated minds, as far as I'm
We're going to
concerned.
talk about what everybody else is talking about.
Not necessarily, but we're not just going to sidestep it. Like, it's impossible to sidestep.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you've been sleeping under a rock for like the last 20 years, you may or may not have noticed that Chris Rock started trending. I don't think that's been a thing since about 2012, somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, I was on
yeah, and he, or like I bet that Will Smith, he won his Oscar, but before that, he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock for saying bad things about his wife.
He made a G.I. Jane joke.
First of all, I'm just going to put it out there. Will Smith is wrong, and if he gets charged for assault, he can only blame himself. But
no, he knows he's wrong.
He won't.
Again, you know what's so funny to me about the entire situation? This nigga was laughing at the joke first, and then Jada said something, and then he got his ass up and slapped Chris. So clearly, you just do it because your wife says so. But whatever.
Are you sure? Or was he just laughing because he has to play it off?
Play it off, my ass.
I mean, Chris was telling jokes before this, you know.
This is not the first time. Chris Rock has been clowning them for like a decade. This is not something new. Almost every Oscars, Chris Rock clowned them. This is not anything new. And then Potter Paito, what was all this? You go, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I'm like, your wife never keep another nigga's dick out her mouth. So what? What?
I want to say it too soon, but it's not too late.
No.
Yeah.
Like, am I the only one who like just look upon the two things and me I say, something of real in our balance out the equation?
My thing is this. It didn't start with Chris Rock. It's been going on for a while. I think Chris Rock was just literally a single straw.
He was literally in the wrong place at the wrong time and
he was just literally the last straw that brought the camel's back. It's not about Chris Rock. It's about the joke.
That's how I looked at it too. Not just because of Chris Rock, it's just that the man has been cloned for months and then fine.
Years.
2 years.
What, 2.5 years, no 3 years?
Yeah.
Roughly that, right? So, and I remember that has been taking a champ for the most part. Some people said that his response was a bit too soft. He was acting gangster, and I'm like, okay.
What?
Remember, these are people who. Well, I'm not them saying he did not respond to the allegations of his wife and August. I'm like, what the hell did y'all expect was going to happen? This man and this woman make a network of over 600 million. You understand me? 600 million. That's a lot of zeros, people. You understand me? And people just downplay all of that as if, 30 years of my life gone. But I can find another woman. No, it's not that simple, yo. It really isn't. I'm be honest with you. You mean? I hear you. What you say?
Yeah. It's not like him can just divorce her like that, even if he wanted to.
No, yo, I don't think. Alright, us here are controversial topics. We don't know about anybody else, but we here aren't telling Will to divorce her, despite our signs leading to that. But we don't promote that shit here. Okay, we promote stable relationships, despite what Dario might think.
I promote stable relationships, sir.
Shut up and let me take a pot shot at you, you bastard.
Just
Anyways,
because I'm not in one and I don't subscribe to them. Don't mean that I'm against them.
anyways,
Vanilla isn't my favorite flavor of ice cream, doesn't mean I hate it.
Jesus, will you stop? Anyways,
No.
look, you're not going to just throw away something like that, despite everything she has done, and I mean everything. Because let's be real, half of the shit that she has public, never really married for public. She just did it
True.
for clout. Let's be real here. She did it for clout. And we're supposed to do that. Say, yo, what all of this? I mean,
Alright, may I ask you a question?
all right.
Right? Remember the whole story between the scorpion and the toad?
Yeah.
Or when the toad was talking to the scorpion and I make him know say, yo, before them even attempt to cross the water, two, not once, but two different times, the toad look on the scorpion and say, you know, if you sting me,
We
we
both
both
die.
die, right? Mark, you know, people tend to forget that part of the conversation, you know. Two different times. This conversation was brought up. And the scorpion tell the toad say, oh, just do it though. Do you hate the scorpion for what he wanted? Do you hate the scorpion for what he did in the end? Mark,
No.
you know the nature of who or what it is up front. And this is something we realize most people tend to forget, you know. Will Smith is not no helpless, nonsense, completely senile. For those of you who know the word, what the word daft, not deaf, daft mean. Yeah? First time I heard that when I was at Kingston College, I'm gonna say, the person who tell me that, I never know the rest it mean until one day I got home from father hear me use the word daft. The morally stupid, ridiculous, like as in you're stupid on purpose with what I'm saying, you was a menace unprovoked. That's the definition of that. To me, the best way to put it. But Will Smith is not dumb. He knew what he was getting himself into. So again, people, just as much as we on controversial topics, we're quick to find out which part of this equation don't look right. It goes both ways, sir. You can't, let them say, you can't turn sun into grassroots, Rasta. No matter how much years, you gotta do the right thing, Rasta. Sun or sun, grassroots or grassroots.
Line
Delusion
will
that we
never be an actor.
the delusion that we can that if we manifest that flipping word, if we manifest enough, it will be what it's supposed to be. Not no God so yeah. Oh my God! Now let them say you can't have apples and oranges. See them concept, see them principle. So man knows that the woman we I deal with still have an anchoring for a man who dead long Rastafari time. Why does that surprise you? It shouldn't. I know he might get himself into.
I wonder if August have similar personality traits to Tupac.
Sir, them say no, you are what you they say you are what you come again, you know. You are what you like. So we tend to take the characteristics of the things that interest we as people. As people. I say we're simple creatures, Rasta, but them Them overdo it. Them oversimplify it.
I'm glad Chris Rock's mouth jaw wasn't broken or it wasn't that
Me too.
serious.
I
The,
honestly, I'm glad till I
the only thing I felt bad about for Chris Rock, to be honest, it wasn't even a hit. It was how awkward everything was afterwards. You could have to say,
that's it.
yo, Chris. You could have to say, yo, Chris was slightly surprised, but at the same time, all I could think of in that moment was saying, if this was Dave Chappelle, this nigga would be getting clowned even worse. Because I know the next thing when I come out of Dave Chappelle moment was say, oh, so you can hit me, nigga, but you can't even hit the nigga that was fucking your wife? We all
Mm.
Dave
know.
Chappelle would not
We
have
all
stopped.
know.
Dave Chappelle would not have stopped like Chris Rock did, probably. I don't think he would have.
No. I think the reason why Chris stopped was because of how surprised he was that he actually got hit in the face. I think that was the main reason why he stopped.
Hold on, I'm not done yet. Let's be real here. One of them, I don't know about Chris' life, but let's be real here. If Chris did retaliate right then and there, who you think would have won?
Will,
Will Smith.
Thank you very much.
you mean the same nigga that takes boxing classes against a nigga that is just
Thank
there?
you. Well, I know. And for every fucking human being that was like, why didn't Chris hit back? I'm like, common sense.
Choose
Those,
your battles wisely.
well, I know for those jackasses. No, this is for really those people on the internet across the world who hold on to this bullshit notion. Try to understand, in the world of fighting, there's a thing called weight classes. Them shit, they used to mean something. A man in a light, and let's be realistic here. Will is at least middle heavy to heavy in terms of weight class. That's why Will opened his hand, and people need to flip and understand that. Not that Will couldn't knock out Chris, because he could have. For those who don't know how to fight, for those who don't know how to fight, Chris was in prime knockout position if this was a real fight.
Yep.
That back
Hands to the side, unaware of surroundings.
In addition, I want to say this in terms of like mindset. Chris Rock is a grown man, not a grown boy. So he knows how to choose his battles.
Thank you very much.
He's not feel like a chihuahua battling up himself against a Rottweiler. Or I would say like probably a pit bull.
Push it. Let's put it this way. The style of comedy for him though is the same style of comedy Dave Chappelle and another famous comedian Martin Lawrence do. Dave Chappelle used to normally say there's two things. Him say, but this style of comedy, what them do, them say jokes either go one or of two ways. It's either one, it goes off extremely well, and everybody laughs, everybody find it funny, even the person who you're making the fucking joke out of. They are cracking up. Him say the downside of this style of comedy where him do. Him say not only will the joke might not go over right, the person might actually get offended and might do something if you're within their vicinity. Him say it's either go extremely well or it normally go extremely wrong. So the box and everybody I come and say Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, and a few other comedians know this style of comedy is dangerous.
Yep.
Thing is that Chris Rock isn't as lethal as Dave Chappelle though.
No, because alright. To be fair,
no, hold on. Have you ever heard Chris Rock's most? Have you ever heard Chris Rock's funniest jokes? Them?
Well, most of them revolve around. Well, most of them always revolve around his family, what he went through when he was growing up.
And he was married and got divorced.
And yo, to be fair, you know why I respect Chris Rock probably a little bit more than Chappelle, even though Chappelle is literally a legend. Chris Rock admits that, yo, nigga, I'm no saint. Yes, I did shit in my marriage, and she left because of it. And I have to live with that L. A man who can own up to his mistakes is always a man I can look up to. And to be fair, maybe Chris never expected the hit, but he knew something was going to happen that night. Again, I say he's been cloning them for decades. I don't see why this joke was any different than anything, but
No,
hey,
that would be stupid of me to say. I can't say I don't see why. But again, as I said before, it's not the joke. It's not Chris Rock. This has his part was
to me. I don't think it really was either.
Preach his analogy. This was just the last drop to make it overflow.
Yeah, it really was.
It has nothing to do with the joke, nothing to do with Chris. This was just the last drop for it to overflow.
Bing
It
bang.
was probably very insignificant, and as Preach would say, it was just a drop or just a literal last drop.
Yeah.
Broke the camel's
And
back.
be realistic here, people. You walk towards a man who's laughing at a bullshit joke in front of your face. You see a man or men or women who don't quite understand what a marriage is. You know, everybody would just say, "Oh, Jenna just walk it out." Jenna should just walk it out and should have.
After about 3 years of you being dragged through farmer memes, walking it out kind of past its place already. So
no, but it's now that we're breaking it, we'll break it down to this level. Because remember now, at surface level when we just started talking about it, everybody said Will Smith was out of place to what him do. And then a part of me is like, well,
is he really?
Well, yeah, no, what I know it. We know why he did it, but again, it's like you get up and you commit mass murder. You might not be wrong.
The end zone justify the means. That's your choice in the long and short, right? The end zone justify the means.
Because at the same time, while I completely get at first I was just like, okay, well, bitch move. But then when we really look into it, I'm like, I get why you're upset, but again, you chose this life. It's like you got pulled into the dark side, and now that you are killing people, you feel bad about it. Bitch, if you don't pick up that lightsaber and kill some more.
Well, I wouldn't say. Yeah.
What, Daryl? What?
No, but if it's pulled,
that was a setup.
But that
was an unfair setup. It was an unfair setup because remember before it reaches you just cracking regular jokes. And I feel no way. People have this misconception say comedians don't, quote unquote, look into the audience to look for people to keep push the joke to keep going on.
Every comedian, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Burr.
I also think Will Smith, he's very composed and he usually hides his feelings a lot.
Yes.
Mature, sensible man. But again, this was just a straw that kind of pushed him over the edge. Hey, I've been there.
Hey. No, what I know. Every man has his breaking point.
Unless blood don't
I'm pretty good at hiding my emotions.
Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Most men, because we have some boys out there in the world who thinks that everything needs a reaction. Bradshaw has his breaking point. We don't talk about Mortal Kombat around him for obvious reasons.
That's rubbish.
My breaking point, despite what many might believe, is not my two sports teams. Trust me, if a man means harm to my family, you'll see a different side of me than this laughing idiot you see on this podcast. Trust me. Dario is probably the biggest anomaly out of everybody because this nigga will kill you with a smile on his face. Why am I exposing it? Why am I exposing my... Yo, I cut out the whole of that.
I'm saying, the decent Christian boy.
No.
Good man.
Virgo now. Why Virgo does dark, so it's obvious. So...
That man woke up choosing violence.
Brother, tell this man say,
he slept in violence there.
Tell this man say, he was born in the darkest pits.
In the darkness.
Yo, the abyss steer upon this man and the man say, yo, me I steer back.
That sounds like this feature being making up Batman. Just say it. Don't like the speech being made when he must fight in Batman.
Bro, I don't
like
know.
if the darkness. I'm waiting.
Bro, yo, man, I don't know if I didn't just me. I know, as usual, we'll go off topic in these things, but we have to find like a middle ground. But, bro, me alone, when just watch that fight, I was just like, damn, this nigga's getting a taste of his own medicine.
Which fight?
The Dark Knight Returns Bane versus Batman. Where Bane literally whooped his ass for the entire fight. Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. I'm like, who says that?
The man had some lines that's like, Zine?
You think darkness? You think darkness is your ally? I was born in it. I'm like, what?
Like, no, you visit. I live here. you just watch this movie. I'm the star.
Yep.
One thing I'm kind of glad I didn't see a lot of on social media, or maybe I just didn't see it. A lot of memes or jokes about like angry black man syndrome.
Oh no, the biggest memes that were there were the Goku and Cell memes that they put. Yo, I'm not like that shit had me on the ground laughing my ass off. Yo, you just sell little round head for Chris Rock face and you just see the box and you said Goku Super Saiyan. I'm like, yo, these niggas were fast.
They should have used the Freezer one when Goku was Bishop in Freezer.
That shit. Oh, then he was at the one too. That shit was funny as hell.
I'm kind of glad I didn't. Well, it's possibly out there, but I didn't see a lot of it. Or a second
not really. Everybody was more focused on who was right or wrong. Nobody never really attack.
I mean, even Charity Craft.
Most of the people never talk. Everybody was just so laughing their ass off at the hit. Nobody never really delved into.
I do, as in on a comedic note, I do agree on Eddie Definer's statement where he said Will Smith should have given him a backhand instead of a front hand. Probably I've been more dramatic and epic on a comedic note. No offense to you, Chris Rock.
It's funny. Denzel probably the reason why we'll never backhand him, to be honest. But the funniest thing out of everything though, Will still the people talk about Will lost what? Nigga went up there, hit somebody, cursed a curse word, and still won his Oscar. Nigga won for the night.
Not one curse word. He repeated himself multiple times.
And still won an Oscar, his first Oscar. And he lost.
Well, and the weirdest part about this is this, right? Mm-hmm. You see, this isn't the first ever. This isn't the first, nor the second, nor the third, nor the fourth. Something like this has happened in the Oscars. But you don't hear about it. You haven't heard about this shit, though. Right? You see, that's the problem. I'm confused by all of this is that. So we'll slap someone. Man ain't dead. Move the fuck on. But because we're in such a soft society now, people are like, for the man to lose all them Rastafari Oscar for that. I'm like, wow, seriously.
The reason why he won the Oscar in the first place is because of what he did. You dumb
I know. That's not the point. Society has gotten so soft that people, men in particular, used to normally deal with situations of things you don't like. Normally, and again I repeat, normally when a man never likes something when him here, if he isn't thinking rationally, it immediately escalates to violence. So why the society believes that this couldn't have? Like celebrities don't have blood in them Rastafari vein like you. Just because them talented don't make them fucking any less than you. I've watched celebrity after celebrity ruin them fucking life just as much as a man who don't make even quarter of a quarter what they make in a 1 month.
Apparently no one has heard of Mark Wahlberg then.
Yeah, and that's what on about the point still stand. People act as if celebrities don't have blood in them. Like them can't make mistake. I'm say, good men make bad decisions. Does it make them a bad man? No. But he's still fucked up. But society has gotten so warped that if your man even react naturally, and I know It sounds weird to certain people, but believe it or not, that's how men used to react when they didn't like what you said.
You mean
This is
you mean
In the
when you
words,
so
in the
yeah?
words of the great Mike Tyson, uh, social media
ev-
has how's it go? So, hold on. Let me get the correct quote. Let me get the correct
exa-
quote.
Mike says everybody say they have a plan until they get punched in the face.
No, not that one. The
Everybody,
other one.
not that one, not that one.
That's a very good quote
See
still.
there. Social media
Uh-huh.
made you way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face.
There you go. There you go.
And
Some
that's for
people.
real.
Hey, if they're yo, there's one thing I can say. Despite all the misdemeanors of the Smith family, because there's some weird, they're a weird ass family, but that's neither here nor there. What they post is their business, and how they deal with it is their business. But we always circle back to how much is too much a man can take. Because
What are his triggers?
no, it's not even about what is his triggers. I mean, the joke, Chris Rock could have done much worse. Let's be real. He could have done far much worse. And I'm pretty sure if Will Smith was strapped, shit could have gotten real nasty. I'm
If
not,
no, if
hey,
he had like balled his fist, if he had kept his fist balled up,
bro, Chris Rock would be in a hospital nursing probably for the rest of his life, a broken neck that would never heal. Because I know if Will Smith would be back full force, wouldn't be the jaw alone. Man would have come and get the punch.
and Chris didn't even really move. He just took it
I mean, it shifted a bit, but that's probably years of experience of
a
getting
bit.
punched in the mouth to me, to be honest. It's probably not the first punch he's gotten in his life.
Was it a punch or a slap? He slapped him.
Yeah, but it's still a hit.
Yeah, I'm still glad he's okay though. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm
Bro,
glad that Will, I guess, from my estimate, held back a bit.
bro.
It could have been much worse. And I
The
don't think he
entire,
would have pushed charges either way.
bro, the entire thing it was just a complete farce. It was just a complete farce. For me, I couldn't give a shit about the Oscars because Oscars don't recognize horror movies, so fuck them.
They don't?
No, they don't.
Well, I don't really watch anymore, but that's weird.
Because apparently Oscars don't have glamour and class. Yeah, half of the bullshit movies I want to make can't even get a good review for Rotten Tomatoes or glamour and class though. Fuck out of here.
Right, less and less people going to movies now, except for like superhero shit.
Bro, if it's not Marvel or DC doing some dumb ass shit, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, because everything else is kind of repetitive.
It's bland. Hell, me take a next boring Transformer movies and see how bad them fuck it up again over anything else.
And sometimes they're getting political with movies now.
I couldn't give a shit about political movies because they're so out.
So, as if-
They're so out of touch with some of these political movies. I'm like, Jesus Christ, here we go again. Oh, kill all the Afghans because they kill Americans and American soil. Bitch, what? You've been killing these people for years. Yo, every single war movie I've ever watched, I cannot be rooting for the American soldiers. I just can't.
Remember, Muhammad Ali was taught the same thing until they were gonna draft him in, until like he really learned about racism and was going to be drafted in the war and all them things. It's just kind of a brainwashing thing. Like, yeah, root for the Americans, the white people, because fighting against the evil blacks.
Hold on, Bradshaw realized it's muted for this whole time or am I do something?
I assume he's doing something.
Nasty. It's like,
I'm
okay.
here. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, me figure as much. That's how most of the horror movies, it's like, they don't tell a believable story. Because who in their right mind, with everything that America has done, is going to believe, oh, let's cheer for the Americans.
I have an encyclopedia set that I had to stop using because it's Americanized and it doesn't give me proper information. I got this in high school, and I stopped using it like grade 8, I think. Like I don't remember exactly what I was researching, but for argument's sake, I was researching like a FIFA World Cup, and then it would say like America went on to score 100 goals in the FIFA World Cup, but it was just kind of vague. So you would think, oh crap, 100 goals in one World Cup? That means they must have won. And I just can't, because I'm not going to plagiarize. I kind of rewrote it, thinking that they won. Literally everybody else that did my topic had something totally different. It's like, America scored 100 goals against the weakest team in the World Cup, and they still lost. They still dropped out in the first round, right? I'm like, what? My encyclopedia didn't say that. And the teacher was like, is your encyclopedia made in the USA? Like, yeah. Oh, that's why. You can't use those. Like, what? And like, when I read through the encyclopedia, and then like, I went to my brethren's house because I didn't have a computer at the time. And I actually read the information plus like other people's projects. Two totally different stories, fam.
So it normally goes, but you have to see them. They're not necessarily a traditional sports nation. They're just there.
But they still could have told the goddamn truth. I look like an idiot.
Dario,
It's a good thing that the teacher knew that the American encyclopedias
Dario,
different from regular
America and the truth are two words you never use in the same sentence ever. Because America and the truth is so far and few between. It's not even funny to me anymore, honestly. That this shit has polluted movies to the point where I'm just like, yo, you people just don't even give a shit anymore, do we?
Why should they? Why should they? When there's nothing of substance anymore. When movie plots are being downsized to halfly or quarterly written, poorly edited design. Movies nowadays are so many plot holes in the damn movie. You're like, how did we reach right here, sir, again? And how did so and so? No. And again, you're like, wait a minute. This is poor story writing. Somebody looked at me the other day and said, well, this is how movies are made now. Suck it up. And I'm like, no, I won't. And last year, not going to get fucked because I don't want to expect people to just take it,
If an anime character has a deeper backstory than a movie based on real life, don't make the movie.
Thank you.
But that's already been proved. That's been proven time and time again, Dario.
Jesus have mercy, man.
Bro, the new yo, you ever know what the rating is for Jujutsu Kaisen 0 so far?
What?
It's still standing in the 90s. The movie has been out for the last 4 weeks and it's still in the 90s on every review site. But I already read the manga of what happens. I'm watching a movie and I am still amazed.
Can I say something?
That is good fucking anime.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I've seen the outline of that same anime and I'm not motivated to watch it. Don't take it down, Denny, if you understand this stuff. Because some strange reason, well, I know, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be approached. But that's not how it's received from me saying those words.
No, but Bradshaw, the first time I mentioned Jujutsu Kaisen to you and you were like, meh. I was like, oh, cool. That's your opinion.
Yeah, and again,
just like when you Dario and Virgo start talking about Bleach, I'm just like, okay. I mean, but now disrespect it, but I just not doing it like that, doesn't mean. And I'm not going to be one of those idiots who pretend like say, yo, Jujutsu Kaisen, God's gift to earth. I'm like, bitch, no.
Sir, you'd be stupid to think that way. Like, for example, I found a download Funimation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't all that it's cracked up to be. Apart from a few good tier, I know disrespect, I realize why when This guy named Nike on TikTok was making his comedic videos on how people say Fundamation and how them say Crunchyroll and how animes are being presented to the West. Them stress too much on only certain titles, and next week say that will suffice. I'm kind of. What's that sound in the background?
That would be my airplane, otherwise known as my fridge. Yeah.
Oh. That's like I thought it was a game I playing in the background or something. Toe. It sounds like a gun or some game,
Deep cover.
Exactly. Get down. Oh, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Well, I understand for one last thing though. It's if everybody who has the audacity to call Will Smith a simp and so forth, those people who have never been truly married or have any idea what it's like to take certain vows in front of God. And again,
Batman, listen to me. Stop. Euphemize a fucking thing. If you've never dated a decent woman or you're not a fucking sensible man who can defend your blood clot woman, you're such a mother.
Such as like, but yeah, the layman sense because people don't understand the ramifications of marriage. Again, some man that say he dealt with it a certain way, I shouldn't have dealt with it a certain way. I would look on a man and tell him, say, well, how you for make that judgment there for him? Are you him? Well, I would. Say you wouldn't do. You would know what you would do.
You're not with Jada.
As far as I'm concerned, with modern society, Chris Rock would have lucky if he would still be alive with the track record that modern society has. The man would have probably left the fucking Oscars with 4 gunshot wounds, a broken neck, and God knows what else.
Sir, so enough. And this is why Mr. Society is a controversial whore for the most part. On Chris Rock life. Chris Rock, if you have fight with him ex-baby mother, to see him pitting them. And when Chris, remember now, he's a comedian, which means he aired out his life. And this is what most people don't understand about comedians. See, when them run certain jokes, some of it is actually based off of or have something to do with their own reality. I watched the comedy
special tambourine, trust me. He aired out his shit in that.
Oh yeah, man, he did. When him done talking, and I'm like, whoa. Some people got the joke in me.
My thing was when he was talking about the custody battle.
Yeah.
I wonder, first and foremost, why is it even a battle? Because like the judge wanted to know, where does he live? How does the house look? Does he have furniture? Does he have a fridge? Is the fridge fully stocked? And at this point, the man paused and is like, I'm Chris Rock.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that one. So and I'm like,
I'm bringing them to a home, not a torture chamber. And I'm like,
yeah.
Is it being funny or did this actually happen? Because this doesn't make
it did
no
happen.
sense.
Well, I know. This is why I know that it did happen because every time I hear men on like social media, like MGTOW and so forth, I've overheard the same argument for Chris Rock getting up Tabo in a comedy special where Judge asks the man, can he do this? Can he do that? And the man had to say, no offense, Your Honor, but before my wife moved out or my ex moved out, he lived in the same house that those same boys were born and raised up until the point that she walked out with. So I'm curious, Your Honor. And you see, that's the next thing to have to be careful with. Asking a straightforward question in this very emotional world might be taken as assault or violence. You are being aggressive.
At one point, I'm like, at one point, I'm like, did she fuck the judge and tell him something?
Nigga, that should cross my mind.
To be like rude
I was
anything.
like,
Well, obviously, I'm not asking personally, but like, I'm wondering, did
sir,
she fuck the judge and lie to him? Like, what kind
sir,
of questions are these? Because
sir.
there's no history of abuse. He was just cheating or whatever. That's why she left.
And
Mm-hmm.
no,
People
it
have this
wasn't because of
misconception.
cheating. It
By
wasn't
the
Because
because
way,
of
cheating.
cheating.
by
It
the
wasn't
way,
Sir,
because of
it,
Kevin Hart.
cheating.
can I
Yo,
say
you have to tell the funniest thing. You have
I'm
to know
thinking
why.
about Kevin Hart. Sorry.
No, you
something?
have to know why Chris Rock is probably one of the most awkward and unfortunate black souls out there. This nigga's wife left him because he was watching porn too much. He paid more attention to porn than her. That shit made me laugh so much. I was like, yo. And he made a movie about it.
Sir, yeah, I remember. I think I love my wife. I think I love
Yes.
my wife. Remember the
Yes.
movie?
That one.
Well,
Yes.
but here's the problem with that now. No, it's not a problem. It depicts reality now. Ain't that a bitch? It was a comedy for a reason. You know that? Just like 40-year-old virgin. I think I love my wife. It was supposed to be seen as satire for a reason. These shits never used to be questioned because
Thing
it
is
was
that
a
it's
man's
realistic.
face. So realistically, it was never questioned. That's why when Kevin Samuels, he made that joke, say, when people talk about the 40-year virgin, what them look fantas? Fantasy or reality? And the woman said fantasy. The man said exactly. Because this was never the norm, ever. This was a joke. Especially when they describe when RuPaul he dressed up in a pink hair, long nails, them fucking broom length eyelashes. That shit was seen as a joke. And there's a reason why. And again, I watched the movie. I'm going to get you, sucker. If you watch that movie, you'll see why it was so hilarious. Because in the 80s, in the 90s, you wouldn't be caught dead. Look, sir. Yeah, the man said that was considered drag. No, it's the norm.
Yeah.
And if you open your mouth, people jump down your throat. So again, I said this to anybody
Not
who
true.
have the hey, well, Anna, I said this to anybody who has never been married, was never understand what it's like to be in a serious, serious situation with someone that you are committed to and them genuinely committed to you too. Like most people don't understand what them getting themselves into. So when the circumstances come crashing down around them, it's almost as if, someone was hiding the rules of the game. I say I don't believe that because most people don't even care to understand, even ask the basis. This is what I say. I understand how people get mad when a man makes a critical decision because as men, we were taught at a very early age that there are consequences for our actions. You understand me? Because
Well,
we're
no.
considered.
After that,
Mm-hmm.
when I was with my ex this one time, we're at the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
This nurse lady opened up her door without looking, and she just fling open the door and slapped my car. So like Empress was like, say now go look, you're not going to go out and look at your car. So I said, no, I have to calm down. I'm a man, you're a woman.
There
I can
you
go to prison
go.
very easily because
Easy
I
the
can
situation goes from bad to worse
easily. I can go to prison
just
easily.
by losing
You
him
can
temper.
and get away. I can't. I
Mm-hmm.
had to collect myself first.
Mm-hmm.
A few deep
Mm-hmm.
breaths, then go outside and look.
I said go.
And the
I mean
car
no.
was scratched, thankfully. But I
Well,
say,
I know, but
no, yo, you have to understand, you're a woman, I'm a man.
yes,
We live different life, we have different privilege.
yes, yes,
And it was an
yes.
uptown
And
market, it wasn't some ghetto place.
oh yes,
I raised my
you
voice
did the
to
right
no.
thing, sir. Yeah, man, are you with that,
As
man?
much as
Are you with
I
that?
live in Jamaica,
Are
there's
you
such a
that?
thing as angry black man syndrome in Jamaica, even though we are
Oh
black.
yeah,
Some people have
oh yeah.
an Americanized or whitish mentality.
Of
Just believe.
course. That's
You say,
why
yo,
to
you're
this
a woman,
very day,
you
if
have
you
to
open
understand,
your
yo,
mouth
I'm
with
a man,
people
I
like
can't do that.
yeah, yeah, circumstances won't be the same, unfortunately. And this
Yeah.
is why, Mr. Before on the chastise, try to understand because we can tell a man how to be a man, But only a woman can tell a woman how to truly be a woman, unfortunately. That's why I said to people, that's why when I was at the job today, and they were talking about the whole Will Smith and the whole Chris Rock thing, and I'm like, you see, as men, we are quite aware when we are overstepped certain lines. As men, we are made aware from a very early age because society don't fuck with us like that. So you're taught from a very early age what is acceptable from what is not acceptable,
Yep.
where the line is. I must say, even though a man don't verbally tell us that you're overstepping, you're supposed to be able to read the cues before you open. So that's why I say, depending upon the person you're par with, you're supposed to have an idea what and what jokes you can tell a man.
Yeah.
I me say, me can run home, me can run gay jokes from now till next year with Dowie. None of Dowie friend think them with it. You understand me? Dowie and me cool them with it.
Yeah.
I don't become the round Dowie long enough to understand Dowie. But we talk about the man who the round Dowie who don't know me.
Exactly.
So well me what Dowie will tolerate, the next man probably won't. So again, and there's always been these unwritten rules where every man have to stand by. Or every man have to understand, say, yo, rup. These are the things we're not supposed to do, no matter what. No matter what nobody tell you, no matter what
Ah,
society tell you, you're forced to adjourn, you are forced to stand by those invisible rules. You
Yep.
understand me?
Remember,
Just
even
a man don't
Steve
set
Harvey
them.
was saying something. When I really agree with Steve Harvey, but I mean, every now and then he drops a nugget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
And
Yeah,
he's
he does.
saying
He
to a
does.
woman that men don't need closure, or we don't go after closure.
Yeah,
That end of a
yeah,
relationship. And
yeah.
like a woman is one of the I think woman was asking like why, and it's like closure for a woman. Okay, when a man goes for closure, he can be seen as a stalker. He can be seen as whatever,
Weak.
something negative, a simp, a stalker,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, 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 yeah.
etc. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
if a woman do it, she's just hurt and emotional. In the same way, like even before the beginning of the relationship, like a woman would play hard to get, and a man just say, "Okay, you're not interested," and move on to the next one.
Yep. Them get branded as every dog shit across the road, up
Like,
the
"Oh, you're a
street.
fuckboy." Like, no, you. It's like going to a restaurant and saying you ask for curry chicken instead of fry. And when them give you curry, you're complete. So why didn't they give me like you're not going to do that. If you're
Exactly.
interested, say so. If not,
Exactly.
move on.
Let me
And
go.
then, and
And
then they're coming like nonsense, like I want him to apply pressure. Bitch, you're not a diamond.
fuck,
pass
no.
it a second. Pass it a
You're not,
second.
you're not cow skin. You mean by apply pressure?
Mm-hmm. Well, I know. One of the
But the
weirdest
thing is
thing.
that
I
hold on,
remember
the
one.
next thing is
Mm,
that
all right,
if
make
the
your
man
point. Make
is
your point.
unattractive and he applies pressure, you
Mm-hmm.
see that
Stalker.
stalking.
Stalker. Perfect. Pick one.
So yeah, if you make up
Anything.
your mind, because I don't know if you find it attractive or not. Suppose I said a good morning text. I see my thing come posted on social media. This
Mm-hmm.
guy is so in love with me, stalker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck your mother.
Mm-hmm. And it's really that simple though. And people don't understand. Sometimes, cause me see a girl go on social media say, oh, her ex baby daddy just can't get over because of our good pussy. And I'm like, back of my mind, I'm like, good chance nah, bitch. The fact that you believe, say, then again, who am I to say no? Because you have some bitch niggas who use the pitney as an excuse to try to get back with the bitch. And I'm like, at the end of the day, it's just a nut, right? Let me say, my ex had
Yep.
bomb pussy.
No, as in
Like,
I remember I was even telling that chick the other day, like a sensible man is going to have a code that he works by. If he
yeah,
asks you what say two, all right, let's say usually I'd ask out a girl probably once. If I get rejected one time, that's it. And it's happened to me before. And like in a relationship and the girl come to me. I always liked you. No, you didn't.
no, you didn't. But no, you
I asked,
didn't.
I asked you for your number. I asked you out. Like
You know, sir.
No, you should apply pressure. No, you're not cow skin. What kind of you're not
Mm-hmm.
oxtail. What kind of pressure?
Yeah. Alright, you are. Let me give you an example, right? People have this misconception, say, man have to be forthcoming when it comes to women. You have to approach aggressive and yo, you have more than one way to get to man. Shit. Silence is by far one of the most devil, especially when she a try to, you know, talk to you. Like for example, there was this 27-year-old that was 5'1" and looked like she was 15. Cute, petite little thing, Jamaican too. You know, look like you can tell, looking at her face, you can tell a big woman. But from far, you pray police don't so no, cause you straight to God say, you know, you're a pedo. But I'm being
What
honest.
the hell?
Yeah, she's 27, but she look like 15.
No, I met a girl like that when I was at university. I should say like she hates when she's walking with her boyfriend and people think it's her father or her big brother. And she's like 25
Mm-hmm.
and he's about
Mm-hmm.
27. And they
In
even have a
Japan, they
kid
have
together, but they even have a kid together,
shit.
but you can't tell by how she look.
And like I said, in Japan, there's a name for a woman like that, where it looks like a child, the big woman.
Yeah, but
But
like
anywho, yeah.
let's not go
So
there.
no, nothing. So well, anyways, what I'm trying to finish a point here. So she did all the other man them would go work that day. Compliment her, question her, ask her how she is daily. That day there was three other man in the place. Everybody give her forward. Them like how she dress, them like her body. Well, I can't believe she have a youth shit. Whether you they would have fit. And them a bigger rub, she feel good, you know. She get all the male attention she want, except me. And like I said, me I hear the conversation and the compliment them throughout the whole day, you know. And at the end of the day, guess who she comes stand up in front of her? Just to get to know me. Well, everybody I try to get to know she. And it was that I was more handsome than everybody else. It wasn't that I was more, the fact that I wouldn't give her my any time of day outside of yes, okay, and thank you and move on. I don't look over my shoulder. She slowed down because she think me gonna say something to her. I mean, none to her driving. See, I'm like, wow. I'm gonna say, if I was looking this woman at this point, most probably could I get her number if we want it. Because women, they have a level of insecurity when it comes to men, as much as society would, but that's why women don't shoot them shot, them afraid of rejection. Because
But
when
all
they
right,
couldn't make peace with the idea that somebody look, yeah, go
sorry
ahead.
to cut you again, but to quote Matthew
Mm-hmm.
Hughes, if you say
Mm-hmm.
you're an old-fashioned woman and you're not shooting your shot, you're not an old-fashioned woman.
There you go.
Using the same example that he gave back in the day, woman, if she saw a man that she was interested in, she would drop the
Mm-hmm.
handkerchief,
Mm-hmm.
and when the guy and pretend like she didn't see it, when the guy would see it, he take it up. Excuse me, miss, is this your handkerchief? Is it? And the conversation goes from there. So if you're not doing something to get the attention, if you're not dropping the proverbial handkerchief,
There you
you're
go.
failing. You're failing. You're not doing it right.
Yeah, yeah. And when we hear young women in this day and age say, "Oh, oh, are the man to do this and the man to do that," I say, "Well, let's add a little logic behind to what you just said. How would I know to approach you in a climate where if I say hello and you don't like, quote unquote, you don't like the man in front of you, you can take this, you can make it can be as simple as oh, not interested. So I'm calling the police. Yes, shit can escalate like that fast up here. You understand me?
You gonna
Somebody
learn
to come
today,
here and
nigga.
tell me, say, yo, you gonna learn today, exactly. But a lot of but then, the same win. You have young girls who are being jaded in the same breath by the same woman, so they can't find these. I'm like, yo, it's come no, I don't want to go. Yeah, yeah. Me have fight against 3 or 4 other people. Who I tell her, I say, man of this, man of that, man of dog shit. I'm just like, whoa, every day. And I'm like, wait a minute. How the fuck you gonna keep saying the man of dog shit, but you're still wallowing in the shit? Make that shit make sense. You're chastised blood clot, man. But you fuck the same niggas that you hate. Oh my god. So let me get this shit. So you're ripping off the peripheral bandit every fucking time you do this, but yet you're still doing it. Yo, that's masochism. Am I wrong here?
Sadism,
You
but yeah.
know what you? Thank you, sadism. But yeah, be realistic here, people. You know what you're doing. You know, and I'm gonna say this with the most sincere. You can't be in a quote unquote toxic relationship. You acknowledge its toxicity, but yet you still stay. Yeah, it's
Because you
one
are
thing. It's
a
one.
problem.
Well, I know it's one thing when you're in a toxic relationship and you're not aware that you're causing or you're a part of this toxicity that you hate so much. That's different when you're unaware. It's another thing when you're aware that you are adding and you are part of this toxicity and you keep living it over and over and then you get up after 6, 7, 10 years and say this man ain't shit. And I'm like, you see, if he was wasting your life for like 3 years or a 2 year, fine, we
Still
get her
hold on
one
to
day.
me, but okay.
This nigga ain't shit. Let me say, well, listen, I can't have the same approach when you stayed for 8, 9, 10 years.
And 3 children.
And this later, 2 kids later, you're no longer 25, you're on 34. You understand me? Or you're 35 now. Or you
And
understand?
to, and
You
to
waste
make
a
one
whole
input,
decade.
just
Hold
one
on, no?
input. Maturity
And
is only when you say this man ain't shit as opposed to all men ain't shit.
there you go. That's
Or
true
this girl
maturity.
ain't shit as opposed to all women ain't shit.
Thank you very much. Because that's the other year, other day, I asked my wife, shoot, 9 years this year I've been married. Next year makes 10. A decade has passed, and then I did the post pre 10 year analysis. I say, question, hon. We've been married almost a decade now. Can you be honest? Can you be honest with me? She says, sure. Are you glad you got married? She says, yes. My wife got married at 22 years old. I got married at 26. Next year marks 10 solid years of being married. And I will say marriage is anything that Disney. I, the happily ever after part, to me, that's the one wickedest line Disney ever propagated to the point of absurdity. It's absurd. It's absurd. It's venile. There's so many ways of saying this shit that people who can't surpass their ego won't understand that this shit caused a lot of good people to lose out on probably good people. Not a millionaire, not a billionaire. Good people that you can work with that could help you to and that's the next thing too. People have this bullshit notion say, oh, a man have to come straight forward and point out say this is me, this is that. Mister, I've known dudes who used to light coal skillet, light light and pack coal a bag and sell them coal and help send them woman back to school. You understand me? I mean no woman who work and help man send man back to school too. You understand me? So this 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 notion saying of you have to invest in somebody too. That's a problem, I'm realize something. That people want the end result with doing none of the work. Everybody wants to win, but nobody wants to go to the gym. Everybody wants to be a model, but nobody wants to put in the hours. Nobody wants to. Everybody wants opinionated. Everybody I tell you say, I am this, and you can't tell me that I am not. And I'm like, you realize that you are hurting young people, and this is what hurt me the most. Everybody who's shut up and make this thing become the normal, you should be ashamed of your fucking selves. And that's why they call me black activist because I've been preaching about this shit. I've been fighting against this shit for as long as I can remember. I've never been okay with this shit because I know the downside of this shit. There is no good. There is no good in trying to make people believe, say, they're not to settle for what they are in reality. Not society, in reality. You are not a model. Why the hell you want this 7 foot, this 7 foot gargantuan God Slayer looking at a Negro? When he's just a bitch who works at Dunkin' Donuts. What the fuck you want? Oh my god. And this is someone.
Much 50 Shades agree.
And I mean that shit. I have watched that bullshit. It never fazed me because it's not real. And people understand. And most people for the most part understand that 50 Shades of Grey really is fantasy. It's all fantasy. This is why it was so popular. I know, man, it doesn't happen. That's why 50 Shades of Grey and every movie that's like it will always get
You know the worst part?
popularity, notoriety because it's not real.
You know the worst part?
Millionaires and billionaires don't just pick up average Janes and make them into princesses or queens like that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Uh, Women read stuff like 50 Shades of Grey and watch stuff like that. We watch porn and we look at porn magazines, and our shit is far more realistic than yours.
Yep,
That's sad.
reality.
I'm just not
Reality
realizing
though.
this.
Reality though. Sir, when me tell people say yo, porn more realistic than the shit when up on TV. And I said this years ago, and I was chastised for it because the world has a porn problem and you're adding to it, and I'm like no. I say yes, the world does have a porn problem, but at the
Does it
same
really?
time, it kind of does.
Does it
Yeah.
Men
really?
have been these. Hold on. Men have been somewhat. You need to understand something. Porn has been around from I say what 80s.
Generations, my boy.
Longer than that,
Generations.
actually.
Why did I just
No,
say
no, no,
that?
no. Come on, you're gone. Yeah, we know what you are. Do you know what you are? But anyways,
What fuck is that supposed to mean?
exactly, nigga. So yeah, but from the down the time, port there, them said there's nothing under the sun that mankind has not tried. Yes, before. So all the shit that you think you know until it's been done. That's why the Kama Sutra exists, you dumbass. Or the fuck do you think they could have written the word unless somebody did the shit? Again, I digress.
The
But
rage.
no, no, the reality. It's not rage. It's only considered rage when you don't fucking.
Your phone gone. I'm wondering why I've been so silent. As per usual, it's just that my time of the night again when I just don't think I add much to the topic.
Yeah, good. Your phone gone for it?
The phone paused, so either something happened or the phone gone.
I think more likely phone calls and probably soon come after turn time back. That blasted phone. But yeah, phone has been around
It's
from longer than the 80s though. Because I mean, remember you used to have peep shows, you put like a quarter in and then something would come up, the curtain would come up, and see like an actual naked woman stripping or getting naked or whatever. And then it would just last for like a minute and go back down and you have to do it again. And that's been around for a while.
Sounds like simpler times.
Same shit, different day. We just upgrade now. It's now virtual and free. Well, as long as they pay your internet bill.
Pretty sure everyone pays their internet bill these days.
I mean, when you go to a strip club, it's essentially still porn.
It's just life as far as I'm concerned.
And ironically, that shit is still more realistic than 50 Shades of Grey. I'm just now realizing, like, wow, porn is more realistic than 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey is a failed cycle of movies. The book.
No, it's a genre. No, it's always been a genre. It's not just 50 Shades of Grey.
Look, you see, as a book writer, I don't delve into romance, but I know if I gave it a chance, I could make a better romance novel than a lot of these bullshit.
Because it would be real.
No, because it's going to be based on scenarios where I know, say, oh, you go through. Brother,
I've been in more poor situations than 50 Shades of Grey situations. I can say that for a fact.
Question: Has any of you ever read the book Waiting to Exhale? Not watch, read the book.
There's a movie for it.
And yes, a bullshit movie for it.
That's news to me.
Very fucked up. Are you serious?
That a movie exists for it? Yes.
Sir, they made a soundtrack for the whore. Hold on. A multi-platinum album for that fucking movie. Shit, the album actually did way better than the actual movie. And the movie was a smash because what? It perpetuated a bullshit narrative that Tyler Perry made big bucks based off of. The whole evil man bumbleclad syndrome. And that shit, this shit piss me off now. Because at the end of the day, this is the kind of shit that I'm used to implant fear into young women's heads. This is the kind of shit you use for fuck up relationships. Because if you watch that thing, them show the worst, they pick the worst parts of the book and make that into a movie. They did that shit on purpose. Because if you read the book, there's actually great relationship stories in there where adversity did it, but what? It triumphed. Where marriages got tested. And they made it through. But they picked the worst parts of the Bumbleclaw book and made it into a movie to perpetuate a bullshit narrative. And that was the 90s, motherfuckers. 30 years ago. You understand me? That was the 90s. And that shit got, and fuck up as amazing. That's one of the best movies by black community, believe it or not. Women still to this very day, they love that movie, Waiting to Exhale. That's why and again, behind every evil, there's a market. Somebody, who did say this one time? For black people, all the things that you are propagated, sold on, lied about, there's a market somewhere behind all of it. That album, Whitney Houston and every woman, Angela Bassett, everybody that was a part of that project. He said their career went straight to the top, or them life went straight down to hell afterwards. No, sir, you need to understand something. This shit is pretty much Gen Xing. Do you know what gentrification is?
Yeah.
But look, just look on it more on a nationwide level for your own people, where people are telling us that you need to shape up, when that has never been our MO. I've never heard. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never know this was a thing up until the early 2000s. People getting married only for the wedding, and in a matter of months they're divorced, and I'm holding on to the ring, and I'm like, what? Yes, You have women and men. Yes, there's men too who actually get married only for the wedding because they want to live this utopic fantasy. It's never going to end. He's going to be so charming, like that day where we were, where we were dancing in front of our friends and family, and the fireworks were in the air, and it was all about us. And me say, but them fail to tell most people say, in shit stink too, in breath stink too, bugu
I mean,
and matter come
if you
in
listen to
yard
how
and
some people talk about it, even the engagement, it's like
mhm.
it's like unlocking something in a role play of video game.
Sir, it breaks my heart because I know plenty of good men who are stuck behind, and then say it's fuck up because at one point I was fed that bullshit notion say is the men that the man make the boy them turn out so because they're not in the house, and at first I was like, yeah, fuck the men, and this is my naivety. You understand me growing up, and me tell a man say yo, that's why them saying no. Little pitney don't belong in a big people argument. And I'm not saying that you're throwing a shade, but you say people need to understand, say, as a child, your perception is seen one way due to your naivety and your innocence. This is why you don't bring fuck argument and certain big people argument to children. But in this day and age, where mothers and fathers don't know that there are boundaries to being a parent and being a fucking friend to your child. There are boundaries. Yeah, I'm a parent first, a friend after. And that's all.
Forever.
I'm your father first, you're a nigga after. And I mean that shit. I'm your daddy first, motherfucker. And then I'm your friend afterwards. That's reality.
I don't
I
think I
never
should be
know.
a friend ever. I can be nice to you. I can be a nice father,
Nama,
but I don't
Nama,
think
you can be a friend. No, you can be a friend. Let me tell you something.
Rasha,
That
don't listen to the asshole above you, cause this nigga is going to have his daughter be just like him, so he can't say nothing. Okay?
I'm not sure if I should be happy or deeply concerned. But
Be very concerned because
deeply
me worry.
concerned. I'm curious. I'm just saying. No
I
offense,
mean,
though.
I
No offense.
suppress
I'm just saying, bro.
my dark side. I don't think she's gonna suppress hers.
I say, people, this is what you all need to understand. Children are not your, they're not yours in the sense to try to correct all mistakes through them.
You're not supposed
That
to
to
live
me,
vicariously through your children.
true.
So like those moms that send their kids to pageants because you could make it to a pageant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, spinning facts on those damn TV
Those
shows.
dance. No, I couldn't go through an episode. I just watched clips. I
Bro,
downloaded like episodes.
bro,
I watched like a piece of one, and I was like, I want to kill everybody, and
bro,
I just stopped.
dance,
Yep.
dance must be one of the most. What's the word I'm looking for here?
It's too many words. It's cringy. It's
It's
not
not. It's
right.
not cringe. It's not cringe.
It is cringe.
It's not
It's
cringe.
been
The
There
word
was
that
an
I
swallowed.
look for me
episode
say.
where they were making some like 9-year-olds date, and the woman was like kissing them on the lips, and the mothers were just like, ah, so funny. Like that's gross.
Yes, it is.
I have
Yes,
little
it is.
sisters, 5 and 6, and I was like, what if this was my what if those were my little sisters?
First of all,
My
no. You're gone too far. Suppose it was a black man. Pussy clad police get caught same time to
there
us.
was black families, there are black families on it with black kids.
Again, they
Yeah.
weren't real black men, sir. And
Fair.
I say that with no remorse. If it was a real nigga,
Here.
police get caught same time and he get locked up. For film pitney.
Fair.
Mm. Here. We get on there. Let me tell you this.
Yo, me up on a roll. But I forced me to get healings from the two of them.
Yo. Understand this, doctor.
One second.
No. I'm fair enough to know, say, give unto Caesar. What is due unto him? If I'm messing up, and if I just for instance, we do a podcast and my points are missing, and you still praise me, I would be concerned. Dead serious. I'd be fucking concerned. Right? Because if I can see the error in my own comments, but you can only see praise, sir, you've gone past logic to, it's not ass kissing, God worshipping, and no. I'm as flawed as the next man. You understand me? I have my own fucking demons to work on. So I'm not saying you know. Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Me get what you're saying.
Yeah, sir. And some people that say that song, we are trying to. I'm saying I'm speaking from a place of objective reality though. People need to still really let go of them more and that's the next thing too. To reach a place now where one time when a man used to express him, like for example, Will Smith situation. One time what Will would do would be bomba praise.
Yep.
You know that? What Will did would have been praised among women and men alike. Chris overstepped boundaries. Chris overstepped his boundaries. And everybody keep fucking forget that part there too. He really did overstep his boundary that night. You understand me? The only difference is Will did not go on Facebook and blood clot Twitter and start to write out how he felt. No. He acted like men normally used to fucking do. This shit is not new. Men have always been the ones to action. We've never been the type of... Oh, he said that about you, honey. Oh yeah, we're gonna destroy him on Twitter. Hell the fuck no. That has never been a man's reaction.
You know what the funniest thing? If Will had actually done, if Will had done what Kanye did, he would have been even a more laughing stock than he was before.
No, but it's no. See? Don't do something, you're wrong. Do something, you're wrong. You can't win.
Yeah.
So again, that's a step. Chivalry is dead, and women killed it. Chivalry is dead, and women killed it. I'm in a blood clot play. Because my co-worker them today, oh God man, they remember, I know this is Will fucking Smith we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about, and man is down, and they have a try for blood clot understand from Will's point of view. The man, wife lost her hair, and everything was happen and damage control and interviews and the disrespect across the whole media. Interview after a while, his wife's name on August, find it way in the conversation. So, for years of being disrespected to your face. And expect say, I don't know, the nigga from Philly wouldn't blood clot come out of you. Then forget that part. You're from Philly at the end of the day. Yeah. Forget that part. Yes, you're rich. Yes, you're famous. But you're still that nigga from Philly. Just like a man still that nigga from Pienland. No matter how much money we make, no matter how fucking rich and famous we become, I'm still that nigga from Pienland. On the inside. Just not on the outside no more. So,
Yes,
again.
no matter how much a punk will butt up themselves or act like they're a gangster, they're still a bitch.
Sir. I've been in situations where we know men who are known doctors and lawyers, and you see when push comes shove, given the circumstances, them niggas there, that's just like the doctor them is like a uniform or a mask them are wear. But you see that shit come on, and then have to check your footstool in front of everybody. You be like, whoa, where the fuck did this dude come from? you're done. We're only human, Rasta. At the end of the day, that's what I say. Police can pull me over the way, and the chances are me leaving with a bad experience is truly subjective. It's all about perception. People, if a cop have a bad day and you're having a bad day, the chance of you walking out of that situation scot free is like 5%. Five. And that's like if the police in a good mood or something distracting, you might get one with five. But that police is focusing on you and you are showing visually saying you are pissed off, oh yeah man. What would have been a 5 minute stop turn into a half an hour? Shit. You disrespect him probably the whole day. But again at the end of the day, you're human first. Chivalry is dead. Women killed it. Social media put on the top style and the tombstone. But the woman then kill it first. The feel away. I work in a
Pause again.
My laptop just cut off and I'm on the phone now.
Won't do that damn thing with it. Well, that's a lie. Probably go use it for probably get an next job, so that's something.
I want a new laptop so badly. I need to buy one or get one.
By summer come, you're supposed to have 2 new phone and 2 new laptop.
Yeah, and a tattoo.
Why have you still not gotten the tattoo? You've been bleaching on
I
that.
bought it twice and shit came up.
You've been bleaching on that shit for the last 2 years.
2? Yeah, 2 years. I had money twice and shit came up. Wait, no. Yeah, 2020 was out of it because Corona and my income kind of dropped. Yeah, I had the money last year twice. 2021. But shit came up.
I don't know how I bleach for. I don't know what I do for my birthday, you know. Nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, remember, you know, when I had the money the first time, my car insurance was up.
At least you have a car. Yeah, at least you have a working car.
You had a working car at the time.
Until I fucked it up.
At the second time I had the money, I had to buy new tires and something else for the car. That was around my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, shit happens.
Shit happens.
Am I the only one who feels like I don't want to go to work?
When it's your time to go work, you'll work. Anyway, but don't pressure yourself because they're doing that enough for you.
Not pressure myself. I'm just here. Just don't want to go work. But to get paid next week, I need to work. So, yeah.
Anyway, I think we kind of covered everything.
I don't know if Bradshaw finished making point yet.
Give him my next minute.
Well, he is no longer paused.
Because I need to go cook something.
At this time of night?
I am hungry, sir. I'm coming from the gym, sir.
Nah, Jojo, because normally you would have go ahead and talk about how you need nothing tomorrow morning and chat about how you there starve yourself. So, that's nothing.
I've woken up in the middle, in 3 o'clock in the morning, and my body is just saying to me, like the voice of God just saying meat.
It's not God. Trust me, it's not God.
It's not God, but it's a good fake. I'm telling you. I'm not even joking.
Funny though.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've stuck with us this long, sidebar, we might have to have a Patreon because if we keep saying this shit on YouTube, we will get like kicked off.
How does one even start a damn Patreon though?
Go on patreon.com. I would assume. But yeah, like we may get kicked off at some point. Anyway, but that's for another time. we'll get a bit more popularity and fame or whatever. Hopefully some fortune. Mostly the fortune. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Please remember to leave a like. We do take it personally if you don't. And
speak for yourself. What the personally?
we take it personally if you don't subscribe.
We are singular minds. He is taking it personally. I am holding the faith.
I speak for. Shut up! I'm speaking for you.
No. Freedom of speech. You're not allowing me my freedom of speech, sir.
We're not Americans, sir.
Man, if you don't find your toe and suck it off and leave me alone with my talk.
I hope your girlfriend squirts in your nose.
You've said that so many times, it still hasn't happened, and I'm wondering what's
Hello?
going on.
Hello?
Yeah, Roger, have you been saying hello this whole time? We are hear you.
Bummer ass clat. Yo, long Monday. Hello, like, yo, Father God. Yo, no man, no lose them temper and shit. The rest of that. Yeah, look how close out. Hello. We're not talking around the closing point I drop. Man, I try to say what? Yo, the woman, right?
You didn't hear a god.
Oh, I mean, I try to make this thing go off without one cussing. I'm not cuss like that. Well, I mean, I have been cussing, but
Yo,
you know.
one thing to know, we can always cause at the end of the episode, every episode so far for 2022, Bradshaw cuss because I'm phone.
Man, fuck this phone. Yo, ignorant people, man. Yo, oh my God, yo. You look on Facebook. I swear to God, me sell this on Facebook market. I swear to God, I rather take $5 for this piece of shit. And then add rest and not. I'm just joking. I can't stand it, man. I swear to God, I can't. Yo, we were going so well, right? And then it just decided to frig itself. Not.
Roger, time this year?
What?
You coming to J anytime this year?
Where my table?
You
Are
might
you
ask
coming to JA anytime this year?
Oh yeah. God's willing, I'll be there. If not June, probably July.
All right,
This
so
year.
if I can like buy a phone and just make it bring it down.
Sir, be honest with you,
Customs fee.
these phones aren't shit. I'm gonna say this, and again, we might be banned for this, but be honest with you, phones up here ain't shit. They really aren't. Like, them look crisp when them come out of the plastic. Oh yes, they do. Give them a few months, and they will start. Things start close. Things not save. You can't find things. Oh my God. You lose your mind because you question yourself all of a sudden.
Like you have the
that sounds like me every day with them people have VPN.
But this is a Moto G. This is a Moto G stylo. This shit that's supposed to give you trouble. This is the phone.
I say the same thing about my company's VPN, and yet here I am.
Sir, this is the first phone that could allow you to use a terabyte worth of memory. This is the first one that made. Yeah, y'all remember it was advertised and you just don't remember it. This shit was hype when it just come out. So I'm like, yo, all right, cool. I know when it just come up, but you know, it's supposed to at least have some form of quality. Some form of it. Oh my God.
The quality was in the advertisement, sir, not the phone.
I have a headphone on from 2019 that still works to this very day. Loud, same way. Both sides work same way.
This headphone has been here since the end of the last decade.
My man's. One of them awesome phone.
Hell, the phone I have before this one. This was a new phone I got today. The other one has been working since 2018. And I just know it's starting a problem. And the problem is so minimalistic. But I have decided to say, I can't bother with it.
Well, I've never been that lucky. Most all of them headphones I'm buying normally not good, so.
Oh, man.
Most of my
Realize Opera wireless, I'm glad to get this one before Britain decide to get a monopoly on it because all of a sudden now everything costs about £200 for the Opera wireless headset. Them, I'm like, nope, not today.
Anyway, we're going off track talking about phones now. I must see if I can send them. I can buy like a laptop or something off Amazon for you to bring down for me because I'm not paying customs.
kill herself.
Customs is too in teeth. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking with us for this long. Please, we can continue the conversation in the comment section. We do try to reply to as many as possible. Everyone, because if you get to the thousands, no. Yeah, and leave us a like, and we will see you again next week. Stay awesome, stay safe, and later.